Hey, this is Ann Primazon. How's it going? Oh, we're getting towards the end. We're going to talk about developing a baseline and tracking and really learning what works. And to do this, I really want to explain what a baseline and how to track is, because it's impossible to understand where you want to go until you know where you are. So for people to use multiple terms, for this term, we're going to begin with getting all performance numbers. That's how I want you to think about this, so that you can log exactly what it is that you want to do, what your site speed is, your index status, is your site mobile and responsive. We want you to get your numbers, where your keywords are ranking, what your traffic conversions are. Depending really if you're starting a new brand or a site, you have to revamp accordingly. So if your marketing numbers are zero across the board from day one, then that's where they are for the baseline test. As you've seen, we've started ranking pretty quickly, so as we're developing this, you're going to be able to see real timelines as to where we are and where we've landed, so that we can go back in and be able to track and always see movement forward. That's really what we want to do. So why do we track? If you're going to do any sort of business online, you want to be armed with data. I mean, data is the best thing for you to have. And you need to make a decision about your website. I mean, from a design concept all the way to how your content's going to be. You have to, and this is so hard sometimes when I talk to CEOs, because you really have to put your ego aside and listen to the data. I had a customer once that was adamant that they wanted to have a slider at the top of their website. And I kept saying, listen, a slider is like a black hole, but you know what? They still have a slider because they like the look of it, even though I know that sliders don't convert nearly as well as a site that doesn't have a slider. But when you try and show somebody data sometimes and they won't look at or listen to the facts, your hands are kind of tied. But if you're learning, I'm asking you to really look at your data, track it from day one, so you're better armed to make the right decisions. And if you have customers, to teach them, to even if they make a decision that goes against what you want and you show them the data and they still like the way it looks, hey man, they're the boss, it's their site. But you're armed with the right tools. So let's say you want to change your call to action from click here to call now at whatever number. If you have the conversion data, you can see the change that causes the conversion to increase or decrease, and that's what we always want. It can be helpful for the most simplest colors, where a banner is, how you want to redesign your site, content changes. One time I just did a label change on a product that I have, and I just want to tell you my sales went through the roof. So it really matters, and you want to be able to know and track this. Tracking tools. Everybody needs tools for the track. There's a million that you can get just to go through a baseline. I want to tell you that Page One Engine has many. They're going to be released because a lot of them are advanced, but I'm going to go over a few now. And we installed Google Analytics and Webmaster Tools. That's free. There's Raven Tools, Moz Tools, BrightLocal, Ahrefs, and Page One Engine. I'm going to demo a few of those now, and we'll see exactly how this goes. So let's get to some tracking. I'm going to minimize my PowerPoint here, and I'm going, woo, I've got a lot of things up on my screen. Please excuse that. I'm going to start by going into Page One Engine, and I have access to some tools, and what I wanted to do is really see how many keywords are on page one, which you can see right here, there's 7. Keywords in position 1, 0. Recently moved up, 0, recently moved. So I just ran this today. So just so that you can see on this page, Seal Beach SEO Services, which is a page within the site, Seal Beach SEO is on page 13. Reputation Management, Seal Beach is on page 36. If I go to this page, Seal Beach SEO Service Areas as Sunset-Beach-California, Sunset Beach SEO, we're in position 9. That means we're on page 1. SEO Services for Sunset Beach, page 1. Search Engine Optimization in Sunset Beach, page 1. This is an internal page. That's awesome for a brand new site. Remember, I have done no link building to this site. I love that Page One Engine shows you this, because they take every page in your site and they show you what position. Los Alamitos SEO, we're on page 2. This page, Belmont Shore, California, 2 on page 1, 1 on page 2. Seal Beach SEO, the home page. Best SEO agency in Belmont Shore on page 1. Best SEO agency in Sunset Beach, we're on page 1. Best SEO agency in Seal Beach, we're on page 2 because it's position 15. Best SEO agency in Los Alamitos. This was wrong because it says page. I'm sure we're not anywhere. And that's in Google. And you can go down and you can look at the same thing for Yahoo. Keywords on page 1, 14. Keywords in position 1, 13. So I want you to see this because this is important. This is how quick, you're going to have access to all of these tools, so you're always going to know where you rank. So you can see all of these are in position 1 based on how we optimize the site in Yahoo. This page, services, 2 positions on page 1. Sunset Beach, 2 on page 1. Bing. Now, as you can see here, Bing, sometimes that happens. It just doesn't show anything. YouTube says nothing. Now, I happen to know that earlier today I actually did a search and YouTube did show up. But, hey, tools are tools. You have to take them for how they are. So this is something that you're all going to have access to in Page One Engine. This is another tool. Let's see here. How come it looks like this? Let me go. I think I did the domain digger. Maybe that's what I just did. Let me go to a rank report. Let's go here to campaign list because I already ran this. So let me view this. Oh, I see here. So this is still waiting for an update. So we'll move on. This tool isn't working. Well, I wouldn't say it's not working. I'm going to say that it hasn't given me the results. So I think it's going to have to update tomorrow. So that's okay. I've got some other tools that I want to show you. I white label a tool, and this is a tool that I use. It pulls things from Moz. It's powered by Moz, but I pull it through another service. And what you see here is this is showing comparisons for who ranks, and this is how you're actually going to rank in Google Maps. So for Seal Beach SEO, this is saying as of June 25th, we're in position 3. So ABC, I'm pretty happy with that. It's showing citation authorities. So we're tying with the person right at, oh, I see, we're in 3rd. So there's 2 people ahead of us. But you can see no links, and we're in position 3. I'm so happy about that. Sunset Beach SEO, we're nowhere to be found. It's only going to show us if we're in the top 50. Los Alamitos, we're in the top 10. Belmont Shore, top 10. Search engine optimization, Seal Beach, we're no place to be found. But again, hey, I'm pretty happy with this report. This right here is for citations. Now, this is going to show you exactly where we rank. So we're already on Yelp, Facebook, Super Pages, Merchant Circle, Yellowbot, and this is just showing where they've picked up. If I go over here to active citations, it's saying we have 28, and it says on June 24th they found them. So we've been building them, and this is how they come up. So today is the 29th, and they found 3 more. Our citation authority is 56. That's pretty freaking cool. And why I like to show this report is because when we go to build links, we can push links to some of these sites. So for example, Facebook is already on page 1, but let's say, for example, Merchant Circle isn't. This is a great one to build links to push it up so that we have more places on page 1. Yelp, right here, we're already on page 1. So this is just for you to be able to see. This is a ranking report. It's just a different report. I was trying to track some keywords, and I ran this on the 27th. So you can see we're up 5. This tells you what all we're ranking for. So for Seal Beach SEO, you can see this is a tracking tool, and we can just see where we're ranking. So like here it says that we were last in position 3. Now we're in position 1. So I like looking at these sorts of things. You're going to find the tools that best work for you. When you're in Page One Engine, so many of these tools are going to be what become like second nature to you. And once you understand how to use them in Page One Engine, I'm sure you're going to want to branch out, look at some other tools. I mean, Dory uses SEMrush. I know she pulls things in from several different APIs to populate her tools. So, I mean, I'm just going to come over here, go into Google Webmaster Tools. When you log in, we're at the dashboard. And what's cool about this, just by looking at it, you can see they've got the robot.txt. It's already happened. They've got all of these URLs have already been submitted. These are things that you want to know because this is a brand new site, and we put a little feed on there, so that's how so many URLs are already indexed. And as you go through this, the things that are important is you want to know if you're 408 pages, and you can see from the dates. So we bought the site early, but it just kind of went live, and then look, Bam, look at that increase. That lets you know when your site has actually hit in Google. I like to just look at a couple of other things really quick. You're going to get into your own Webmaster Tools and really play around, but I'd like to see if there's any crawl errors. And no crawl errors. Oh wait, here's one, and it stayed pretty set. So here's an uncategorized one. I need to tell my webmaster about this. So there's one there. And one thing about Webmaster Tools is that sometimes it's actually not up to date. It drives me crazy that sometimes you look at it. Currently there's no security issues. I'm going to look at other resources and it'll tell me that there's all these other resources like page speed. But I'm going to show you something different and go right into analytics. Again, you're going to see this. So this is from May 29th to here. So this is in a month. And you can see this traffic. Now I want to show you something because we found today, let's see here, is this where I want to look? No, I want to look at all the traffic and the referrals. So when I did this today, I started seeing all of these buttons. Like, what is this www free social buttons? And I did some research. I'm going to go to this, I'm going to show more rows. Let me just show 250 so we can show however many. And there's not very many. 15 places, and this is under who's referring traffic. And what you can see is all of these are some sort of spam or bot that's hitting the site. It's good that I know this ahead of time because it gives you fake numbers and it's gonna give you fake sessions. And I read on a news article that analytics doesn't really count these, and there's something that's going on, and a lot of sites have been hit with this. We're a brand new site. I'm not tripping about this. I just got to go figure out. I don't just want to filter it out of my analytics. I want to see how I can block that type of robot hitting the site. But you can see here Google, 2 sessions, Google Plus, the API from Google, Facebook, Yelp. So you can see that we are starting to get traffic, just not a whole lot. If I go into search engine optimization, I can go look at landing pages. It tells me where people are landing when they come. So 820 impressions, just a few clicks here. That's probably all me and my team actually looking at things. It tells me what the queries are, what people are looking for. So this so far, let's see here, this is 1 to 10, but it says there's 19. Let's go to 25. This is what people are actually looking for. Now what's interesting about this, and I want you to know, a lot of this could be us doing our own searches, because if I go to Seal Beach SEO, that's the only one that's had clicks. But look here, it tells me the average position for these keywords. This is, now I already showed you tools, but now this is Google showing me tools. So right here, you can see for these, it's telling me what I'm on page 1 for, and how each one of these work. Interesting. I love it. Data, 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 data. I'm going to go to social. Let's see here. So it shows Google, Facebook, and Yelp, which we just saw. Let's go look at some behavior. So site speed. I like to look at this because they'll always tell you what they feel like is good and bad. So see right here, this is telling me, hey, look, you've had 1,004 page views and we've got 6 speed suggestions. So as soon as you click on that, it opens up the developers, and Google tells you right now, hey, look here, 85 out of 100, you might consider fixing these things. But look, 85 out of 100 is pretty good. Of course, everybody wants 100 out of 100. But look, it's a brand new site. We got to go look at some of these things. And it's a free site. Remember, I downloaded this template from WordPress. Now here's this on mobile. This same thing is saying, hey, you've gone to 70 to 100 and you should fix these things. But look at what the user experience is. 99 out of 100. Woohoo! So these are just like little tools that, you know, we've got to go in and fix, and we've got to go in and look at, but this is how we get our baseline, and this is how we track. I want to show you just one last thing. When you're in analytics, anytime that you're here and you want to actually do a report, let me see if I can find it. Average load time. Let me go to acquisition and overview again. So see right here what says export. You can export this as a PDF in 2 seconds, and what this does from an overview standpoint, and they allow you to customize this, is it tells you your top channels. Direct, referral, organic, what your sessions are. You can set up goals. You can set up a million different things. Analytics, if you master analytics, it will give you more data than you can imagine. And there's so much to learn. But all you have to do is come up here and export it. Just very simple. It'll download to a Google Doc, a CSV. Get to tracking. Decide your tools. Check out all the tools in Page One Engine. This is going to be towards the end, and they're going to be released more and more in the advanced section. So be prepared to learn and to know. Thanks. I hope you learned a lot about baselines and tracking. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.